Alright.
Hey, Kyle, can you come down, please?
All rise for the honorable judge.
And what about Burger? Can you come?
Yep.
I, Germain Maximillian
The
Francais,
DOJ courtroom.
DeMarquis. Order in the court. Order in the court. I, Judge Germain Maximillian Francais, DeMarquis, Robbespierre Pendragon III, Esquire, Attorney at Law, Chief Judge in the state of San Andreas and all excluded territories, presiding in the First Circuit Court of Los Santos, hereby convene court in the matter of State of San Andreas v. Mehmet Mehmet. Mehmet is being tried here in Abstentia, represented by Defense Counsel Charlie White. Prosecutor, if you would like to read the charges, the count list has been placed within the thread.
One moment, let me get that up. Okay, I'll begin reading. If we get silence, I'll begin reading the charges. Today, Mehmet is being charged with 4 counts of murder of a public servant, 2 counts of second-degree murder, one count of felony obstruction of justice, 1 count of vandalism of government property, 1 charge of terrorism, 1 charge of possession of a Class A firearm, and 1 count of possession of a Class D explosive.
Thank you. Defense Counsel, if you'd like to enter your pleas on all counts or specific counts.
Your Honor, we plead not guilty to all counts.
Understood.
Thank you.
Prosecutor, if you would like to make your opening statement. Defense, please sit.
Your Honor, and all in attendance, my name is Hajj Kane, and it is my duty to bring the heinous actions of Mehmet in the recent bombing of this family court. Through the testimony of our witness, Momo Lode, and the irrefutable body camera evidence, we will establish without a shadow of a doubt defendants guilty in this callous act of terrorism. In the evening hours, when the sanctuary of this family court was meant to be a place of refuge, it became the site of destruction and terror. The explosion that rocked these very walls, not only an attack on the physical structure, but also the ruthless assault on the safety and well-being of all those present. The testimony of our witness, Momo Lode, will vividly recount the chilling moment when Mehmet callously boasted on Instagram Live, on an Instagram live stream, about perpetrating the very act that has brought us into this court. Moreover, the body camera evidence which will be presented before this court leaves no room for doubt to Mehmet's direct involvement in the execution of this reprehensible act. Mehmet stands accused of terrorism, deliberate destruction of property, and oh God, I don't even know how to say that word I wrote. Endangerment of the lives of the law enforcement officers and innocent civilians within the family court. Our statutes demand swift and unyielding justice for such flagrant violence of our social contract, and it is our duty to ensure that the defendants face the full force of the law. Your Honor, the evidence we will present will seamlessly weave a narrative that exposes Mehmet's malevolent intent, causing an explosion that shattered the peace of this family court. We will demonstrate beyond reasonable doubt the defendant's direct involvement and clear culpability in the reprehensible act that has caused this irreparable harm to Institute and its inhabitants. As we proceed with this trial, let's be guided by the unwavering principles of justice, paramount importance of upholding the sanctity of our legal system. I'm confident that the evidence presented, including the testimony of Momo Lode and the compelling body camera footage, will establish the defendant's guilt beyond any shadow of a doubt. I ask Your Honor to carefully weigh the fact or to deliver a verdict that reflects the severity of Mehmet's actions. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe we have people outside who wish to be let in. Is the bailiff out there seeing to that?
Yes, Your Honor, we have agents out there giving him a quick search.
Yeah, they're
Thank
gonna
you very
let you guys
much.
in soon.
Alright, you may make your opening statement, defense counselor.
Alright. Your Honor, I would like to deny all these accusations, Your Honor. That's
I assume
sorry.
so, based on the not guilty plea.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was kind of confused, right? I got my people outside. I'm just worrying about that, to be honest. Can you
And
repeat your question for me, please?
you can make your opening statement now. Do you wish for the people outside to be let in before we begin your opening statement?
Yes, they are important to me, sir. Yes.
Alright, we will wait on that, but the court is not in recess. We're just in waiting.
Guys, you're outside. Are you outside right now? Gotcha.
They are currently going to put up away their weapons and cuffs as well.
Understood.
All right. Are they gonna be let in like after that?
Yes, they should. They will
Okay.
get
I guess we
searched one more
can
time.
resume, Your Honor.
1 second, Your Honor, please. If you don't mind, could you take off your hat and mask? Trying to keep it fair with everyone. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Counselor, are you scrolling through TikTok while in court?
Talking to me.
Uh,
Oh, I got
This
you.
is comms.
Mr.
Yeah, I'm
Judge, may I
talking
also say
talking to the
uh,
medics. Sorry,
the
your turn's been over, sir. Sorry.
the defendant is currently wearing it looks like sunglasses, which are not medically prescribed. So I
I
request that
actually
he takes
have
those off.
glasses, so they actually are medically prescribed, sir.
Yeah, sunglasses are allowed. Glasses are allowed
Mhm.
if they're prescription.
Mm.
Just face masks.
He is
hats,
still wearing a hat. If we can get that off.
That is fitted to my head.
Must have a big fitting for that big ass head.
Alright, order in the court. Order in the court. The court will hereby admonish the defense counsel for violating court decorum. Sentencing for violation of court decorum will take place after court is concluded.
What?
You have been admonished, sir. You are to uphold the decorum of the court.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Is that all of you guys?
It was just me at the moment, and Chris is in his head.
What about Burger? Your Honor, I just need the guys who did the evaluation. Gotcha, I'm going off radio now.
Well, I mean, both of us were there, so I think he means both of us. What's up, man?
Judge, I'm gonna have to skedaddle.
Your Honor?
I got you. I'll see you.
Shoot
Your
me
Honor?
an email about the Marshall thing, by the way.
I will.
We could get that rolling soon.
Yep.
Your Honor, it's been brought to my information that one of these witnesses is in hospital at the moment.
Brought to
And,
your
yeah,
attention.
proceeded.
Your
Mhm.
attention.
Which witness would that be?
It would be his witness, Momo.
I got you. I'll allow. I'll allow.
I just don't know if the. Sorry.
I'll allow.
I just don't know if the. Go ahead, sir.
I will allow 5 minutes for the witness to get here. If he's not here by that time, we'll proceed without him. If he comes while the open examination for the prosecution is still going on, he may present him. But if he doesn't get
Well-
here by that time, he'll be inadmissible.
Sir, I just don't know if he was I want to get him checked out because I believe he was in an accident, and I don't know if brain damage happened. You just understand, you know? Couldn't get him.
Unfortunately,
Okay,
you would
yeah,
have
I
to
don't.
have an
I
evaluation of him
think we
not being
need
cleared
just like both
for
of us
that to
here because we're
be
the one
considered for him to be
evaluating.
unadmittable.
Got you. Are we continuing from where we left off?
We are waiting for 5 more minutes for Momolo to come.
I'm happy to
Yeah. Well,
skip those 5 minutes and just
alright,
start.
Hey
good.
guys,
Uh, alright, you may continue your opening statement, defense counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today I will be showing evidence that will prove that my client, Mr. Mehmet Mehmet, is not guilty in all charges, Your Honor. That is all, Your Honor.
Understood. Prosecutor, if you'd like to begin your opening examination of your evidence and witnesses, you may choose to have evidence examined, such as body cam, within the Discordia conference call.
Yep, I would like for both body cams presented to be shown in the conference call.
Alright, we will go to view that. Everyone go into this Discordia conference call.
I do apologize. It does it every time I join.
Contempt. Prosecutor, you may share screens and play the video at your convenience.
Oh, you say you want me to show the evidence?
Yeah, you share.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll begin playing the evidence now.
It's been minimized for us. We can't see it. It appears to be paused or frozen for us.
I may have to. I'll just do the entire screen instead of the.
Alright. There we go. It appears to be frozen for us again.
If you'd like, I have the original.
That's permittable.
Yeah, if someone else could provide the evidence for me.
How do we know this evidence isn't edited?
Defense counselor, you can wire dar the bailiff here if you would like after we watch it. It appears he's left the call.
I also have it as well. Okay.
He's back.
Who is the other person that said they could provide the?
It's Graves. We're waiting on him.
I do apologize. Here, I will get that back up.
All right.
What happened? All right, here, I'll just go to where I had sent it before.
All right. Kane, do you have anything else that you need to present?
Yes. If I could get someone, maybe possibly Graves again, if I send you the evidence, if you could display it for me. I'll just give you a link for it.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I would motion to disregard that evidence as that was not sent to me. It was played by someone else besides the prosecutor.
You're saying this was an answer to you in discovery?
I don't know if this is the exact one that was sent to me. So unless it's the same
I'm
one that
I'm
was sent to me.
I'm looking at it, and it does appear to be the same one. It contains the same audio and video, which was sent to you.
Judge Germain,
Yes.
I'm sorry. We have a potential bomber in the courtroom again, I
Oh, in
think.
head. All right.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Did we
shit.
search there? Just making sure. All right. All right, yeah. We're gonna have to ask him to leave. Do not let him back in. That is all.
We're
I
good.
do apologize, Your Honor.
It's all right.
Discord because I cannot hear a thing in there.
Your Honor. The motion of discovery was to show evidence in the discovery. Isn't that evidence the exact same evidence? We cannot confirm that, can we?
I physically looked at the one shown and the one provided, and they are exactly the same.
Yes, but it's not the one that was
It,
in discovery shown by the prosecutor.
they're physically the same. Motion denied, counselor.
Graves, I have sent the second piece of evidence. If you could display it for me, please.
Yes, I can do that. Are y'all ready?
I will just say audio will be required for this piece of evidence. So
It
I don't.
will.
Yeah, it will need the audio, so you may have to put the screenshot on your actual Discord app.
All right.
And if nobody speaks, then we shouldn't hear an echo.
Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Oh yeah, hang on, what's it? We hear
Y'all
it.
can hear it. All right. Beautiful.
Oh yeah, hang on, I'm watching myself right now. You got 2 viewers. Let me just get that for you. Yeah, I got you. You're gonna be charged with. Yep, you're gonna be charged. That'll be all the evidence I will be providing. Thank you.
Alright, if you'd like to go into sitting, you can give oral arguments on your evidence now. Alright. Prosecutor, you may provide oral arguments on the evidence recently reviewed.
Would you like me to stand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what? I'll stand. Yes, okay. In the first piece of evidence provided, it can be clearly seen a individual asked for the door to be opened so they could go to the restroom. This may have been a plan of Mehmet's, and it may have been a colleague of Mehmet, to allow him to get into the courthouse with the explosive device on him. After
Objection.
entering,
Defense counselor?
I would disregard that. That is, you saying that was a plan? That's racial profiling, sir. Just because they are both.
Are you saying speculation?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Motion sustained. That comment will be stricken for the record about any plan unless you can establish foundational evidence.
okay, moving on. Once Mehmet had began running into the building, he can be seen pulling an explosive device with a red piece of a red glowing label on the top of it. Mehmet then began to throw it towards the main front area of the courthouse, where the explosive device detonated. I believe this evidence is indisputable, and yeah, that's all I've got to say about the first piece of evidence. Would you like me to move on to the second?
Yes, sir.
In the second piece of evidence, Mehmet can clearly be seen doing an Instagram live within the cell. Once asking for his charges, I believe someone had possibly asked him. Actually, I won't say that because it's speculation. Mehmet then, after asking for his charges, then I believe was a confession saying he did bomb the courthouse, and I believe it was a act of boastfulness to his viewers on the Instagram live.
Objection.
What's your objection?
Mr. Mehmet was not read his rights, so anything that was taken cannot be used as evidence, Your Honor.
Prosecutor, was the defendant read his rights before that point?
The defendant was read his rights 3 times.
Do we have evidence of that, sir?
Yes.
What was not shown in discovery. So.
Alright, counselors, approach me for a sidebar. Alright, so when was he read his rights?
Once he'd been given medical attention, he was read his rights while being transported to his cell.
Who read him his rights?
I did.
I see. Counselor?
Do we have any evidence of that? Because according to my client, it may or may not go against what you just said. He does not have evidence as a he said, she said, which means it cannot be used in court.
I do have, my body cam is always running, so I do have the evidence.
I mean, as I said, it wasn't shown in discovery, which means you can't use it.
since you're specifically alleging that he's not read his rights and he's saying it is, we can't allow this for admittance to discern the truth of the matter. Generally speaking, we don't require proof of the reading of the rights to be presented, merely it being marked down would be enough. Since you're alleging an affirmative defense that his rights were not written, we'll have to review the evidence that he has to determine the truth of that. Do you want him to get his body cam for that, or do you want to drop the motion?
I would like to get body cam of that.
Alright. If you can go ahead and get a body cam of that, how long do you think that'll take you?
I can skim through it pretty quickly, maximum 5 minutes.
Alright. The court will be held in recess for 5 minutes. Everyone on the floor is to remain on the floor. Everyone in the gallows is free to walk around the gallows, eat, drink, and talk as they would like.
Is it right if I step off the floor to speak to a cadet in the gallows for a moment?
Yeah, you can do that.
Your Honor. There could be a possible threat on your life outside. Just letting you know. We have 2 agents on that.
No,
and
it
PD
saved
on
it. Went under Keikoa Diamond for some reason. 1304.
Bailiff, there's someone running outside with a Class 3 in the bushes. I just saw them.
Alright, hey, the dude in the bushes has a Class 3 outside.
Oh shit.
Currently
You
being
got a lawyer and
detained
try to
and
take it
arrested.
to court? Is that what happened? Okay, okay. No, I just know how to like write out his name and make a whole different thing, right? Alright, thank you. For sure.
You're doing a good job, Graves.
Do I get moved up to a full number instead of a half?
You do. Yippee! You're a solid 2. Shellsea's now a 1.5.
That is understandable.
It is. Honestly, I might just swap where her and Pringles are at. Oh dear heavens, there are shots being fired. I will take cover.
1071 outside.
Coward.
Alright. Fucking bring the haze then. Where's it at?
Judge Germain.
Prove that you're a judge, man. Be a man.
Sir, I am a
Hey.
they, them. Thank you very much.
Prove you're alright. I don't know for that, actually. How's your day going, Judge?
Very, very poorly. I was blown up.
Did you get that
Allegedly.
moisturizer I sent for you?
No, I did not.
Damn, would have helped a lot. Not that you're saying you need it, but you know.
I think blowing up the judge should be a whole separate crime because he also has a body cam.
I mean, I blow the judge every day, but I'm not getting work.
We turn our body cams off for that, counselor.
Okay, I'm ready to provide my evidence.
Alright, if you could send that in the thread, I'll review it privately.
For time 1B.2 available. Hello? You have the right to today. Okay. You have the right to remain silent, and you say all do cannibal abuse against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. You cannot afford to take 1B.2 available by the state. That's on the rights I've read to you today. One more time. You have the right to remain silent, and you say all do cannibal abuse against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you're not afforded an attorney, 1B.2 available by the state. That's on the rights I've read to you today. Perfect.
Alright. motion by the defense is hereby overturned. Alright, you may proceed with your oral arguments again, prosecutor.
Yeah. So, in the second piece of evidence provided, it can clearly be seen the suspect in the matter, Mehmet Mehmet, is boasting in front of his multiple viewers they had blown up the court. Apart from that, I believe that is my oral arguments over.
Understood. Defense counsel, if you would like to give any examination, do you have any evidence or witnesses you'd like to examine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright.
I would like to,
Could you please make sure you're yelling?
Sorry about that. My witness is actually on the phone back there.
Understood.
I guess I can, one sec. Sorry, I was also in head for the beginning part. Did he show his evidence?
He did.
Okay. I'd like to object that evidence, sir.
On what grounds?
As you can see, my client had something covering up his face and he was not allowed to speak because of that. His voice was restrained. The officer in the video made no, how do I say this, action to try to review the mask covering his face, which means he was not able to say yes or no.
Counselor, he's clearly seen with the same mask on, speaking in the live. So he's clearly able to speak when he was read his rights.
When was he speaking in the evidence, sir?
It is in the second piece of evidence, Exhibit V2, displayed by the prosecutor.
But that evidence wouldn't even be allowed if this objection goes through, Your Honor.
But it's not going to go through because it has no foundation. Objection overturned. The evidence will withstand.
I would like to now bring Kyle Snow to the stand, sir, for witness.
Alright. Note, please approach. Please take the stand here to my left.
Your left, okay.
Over there, over there.
Oh,
Wrong one. This one. His left.
His left.
Are we sure the witness is sober?
I'm sober,
Sir, are you
man.
questioning my witness, sir?
Indeed I am.
Be questioning paramedic.
Alright. Bailiff Graves, if you would swear in the witness. Please get his full name.
My name. Trainee paramedic. Yep, I swear.
Everyone please make sure they're yelling.
How do you do that?
It's either your tilde or your F11 muscle.
Okay, there you go. I got it. I'm yelling now.
Thank you very much. I was mostly speaking to the bailiff. I can hear you now.
Did
Yeah, it's
everyone
better.
hear?
Sure, we'll go with it. Yeah. Alright, the witness is now sworn in under oath. You may proceed with your questioning.
Alright, Mr. Snow, I'm going to start off with this. You were requested by Officer White, correct? To do a evaluation on Mr. Mehmet?
Yep. I also had another paramedic with me, but he's not in city at the time.
Gotcha. And he asked you to do 2 evaluations, correct? An IQ and a mental illness?
Yeah.
And what were your, how did you do on those? Let's start with the IQ one. What was his IQ?
So what we came up to, me and the other paramedic were talking, and we came up that he had a 5 IQ, and
It's pretty low, am I correct?
Yeah, that's pretty low.
I mean, when you put that on a level, what kind of level is that? You talking elementary, kindergarten? What are we talking about here?
I would say like kindergarten grade. I don't know.
Maybe even
Honestly,
lower?
yeah, maybe.
Gotcha.
Objection, relevance.
Counselor,
That
what
is,
what relevance does his IQ have to the alleged crimes?
I would get to that one moment, sir.
All
I
right,
give it away.
I will allow defense counsel some leeway. I'm going to put a pin on that objection and allow him
Thank
down
you.
this line of questioning.
All right, now we're gonna go to the second evaluation, his mental health. What was his score, his results in that?
Counselor,
Mhm.
I'm instructing you to complete your line of questioning regarding the IQ before I rule on the objection. You need to establish relevance to the.
Oof.
Okay. We will be in recess until the defense counsel flies back in. So how's everyone's day going?
It's good.
That's very good.
Lovely.
This is my first what's it called, prosecution, bruh.
I'm gonna be honest, I really couldn't tell. You seem very experienced in the matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
Kane,
is
I think you're
ChatGPT
slaying.
helps.
this is the
I had a feeling. I had a feeling because you didn't know what one word was that you wrote. Then I had a feeling it was.
No.
Yo,
It was all. I thought of that,
Your
bro.
Honor, if
Yeah.
I could, this is dire
Yeah.
importance. Could I get
Yes.
you in the back office for one moment?
Yes. Court is in
Yeah.
recess. What's going on?
Yo, same here, man. This is the first
we need to go building this
court,
back.
thing I've been in, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is relevant to this case, but trainee paramedics are not allowed to do an IQ test unless they have a supervisor with them.
I got you.
I don't know if
the
yeah.
the prosecutor will have to voir dire the witness and establish he's not credible.
All right.
And
also those guys got handled.
I can't make him aware of that. You know, someone else in the court could, but I can't.
All right then. I mean, I'm not gonna just tell them right off the bat, but I don't know. Kyle Snow. I have beef with the guy.
I got you. I mean, you could just voir dire of the witness. Paramedics can't do that. You know.
I'm sorry. Repeat the last.
If he were to be emailed and just told voir dire of the witness, trainee paramedics can't do tests like that. You know.
All right. Yeah, we'll do.
All right.
I mean, but yeah, no, they're the guys that were outside. I believe they are apprehended and currently in custody.
Perfect.
But your life is still at risk at the moment, considering
Understood.
Mehmet's following. But
And,
that is all.
I got you. Is Bruiser on yet? Do we know?
No, he is not.
All right.
He's missing a great case.
He really is. He's not been to any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sue him for lack of attendance.
I could impeach him. Failure of duties. Could you imagine?
He would go off and he would pull high strings on that case.
He would.
But yeah, no. Other than that, that's all I had to say.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
What?
About what?
All right.
I have no clue. They just went back to back.
It was a SS thing.
The court is hereby reconvened in the matter of State v. Mehmet Mehmet. I do want to make everyone aware that there was an active threat to the court proceedings, but Secret Service has now neutralized said threat. Though there is still believed to be threatening persons out there that may come to cause harm. So we will proceed with the heightened level of security and caution. Defense counsel, you may proceed your questioning of the witness. The pin is still on the objection of relevance. You must complete your line of questioning to establish the IQ test as relevant to the case.
That's right. Okay, so Mr. Snow. So with his IQ being 5, correct?
Yep.
Was he sworn
You
in?
can say that.
Yeah, he's sworn
in. He doesn't really understand his full what he's doing, correct?
From what I know of the low IQ of 5, he surely doesn't know exactly what he's doing or what type of actions he's committing.
Thank you. Okay. that please you, Your Honor? Can we move on?
You're trying to shout.
Yes, that'll do for that line of questioning. Objection due to irrelevance overruled.
Alright, now we're gonna go to our second evaluation of his mental health. Now, what was his report on that?
So we came out since he was meowing, saying he had someone talking to him. We came to the conclusion that he had multiple personalities, and he was thinking that someone was talking to him, but in reality, there's someone talking to him in his head, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And I believe you also said he was thinking he was a dog, kitty cat.
Yeah, he was thinking he was a cat.
Speculation objection.
Could you please be more specific on the objection? What line of questioning?
The witness just said he had people talking in his head, I guess. I don't think we should be guessing.
I see.
Well,
I will strike the witness's testimony on that matter. Witness, I will instruct you not to answer any questions on the basis of assumption, but only knowledge or reasonable belief.
Yeah.
So can you confirm that he has multiple personality based off of your report? You can
so
100% confirm.
Yeah, I should change my wording a bit, but yes, he was like speaking to himself, and then like he was doing completely other things.
Thank you. Alright, so according to my witness here, Mr. Mehmet has no knowledge of what he's doing. He has multiple personality disorders, Your Honor, which means, according to the body cam, the person that came in here was technically not Mehmet. That was in control, Your Honor. That's all for my witness right here. Thank you.
Prosecutor, if you would like to cross-examine or voir dire the witness.
Yep.
Alright. Will you be cross-examining him?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay. You mentioned that his IQ was 5. Are you certain about this score, and have you received any official documentation or certification of this IQ test?
Well, me and the other paramedic, were just examining. We weren't fully prepared for, what to come, and like, from the small testing we did on it, we did come up to, the conclusion that his IQ was pretty low.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So you, as a medical professional and being able to carry out psychometric tests, would you believe the suspect in question would be able to construct a bomb of this kind and use it in the manner that he did, with his IQ being so low?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I've seen him blow up a few of my colleagues before. So I definitely really think he can make a bomb.
Counselor?
Irrelevant to this case, that we have no evidence of him blowing up his friends, and him saying that he made a bomb is not relevant to this, sir.
Counselor, are you objecting to a statement by your own witness?
By question by the prosecutor, yes.
Yes, but he's allowed to ask leading questions, and that's come up in leading questions. It's relevant to the case based on his mental competency, so based on the specific motion that you've entered, I'll have to overrule your objection. You may continue, prosecutor.
Okay. How do you ensure that the information provided by each personality is accurate and reliable, particularly when recounting the details of the incident related to this case?
Honestly, from what I've seen, I mean, at this current time, I don't have enough tests to say it is reliable or not. I mean,
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm done with my cross-examination.
Understood. Defense counselor, would you like to redirect?
Your Honor, In this city, we
A redirect would be a question on the witness only, and specifically relating to the questions by the prosecutor.
gotcha. So I like asking more questions, I guess what you're saying.
You can ask him questions for clarification based on questions that the prosecutor asked, but you can't follow up with new questions.
All right. So, Mr. Snow,
Yeah.
when he asks you, are you trained, or how can I say this, mental test? Are you the most highest person who can be doing that kind of stuff? Is there anyone
No.
above you, any other department, anywhere in the city that is allowed to do this?
Well, I mean, there's definitely higher ranking
Not higher
medics that
ranking,
can do
any
it.
departments.
I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Gotcha. So you're saying when someone wants to request a mental health or an IQ test, they should be coming to the medics. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's what most people have been doing.
Gotcha. So when it comes to getting any IQ tests, he's the only person in the city, the medics. So I stand my ground with my statement from him, sir, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh,
Witness, you are dismissed. Please remain in the court in case you may need to be recalled back up.
Okay.
Alright. Defense, do you have any more witnesses or evidence you would like to examine?
yes, Your Honor.
Alright.
All right. So do we? Okay. I have a statement. It's kind of tricky since my client is not here.
It's
I
under...
would bring him up to stand to question him. However, I do already have his statement in Bodycam.
I'll allow that to be submitted.
Thank you.
Please put it in the thread and then we can examine it in Discordia if you'd like.
You said send it to you?
Yeah, send it in the thread.
Gotcha.
Everyone may go into Discordia to view the evidence. You may begin your...
Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Right.
I apologize for my actions and for my behavior, and I know what I have done. I'm unconscious of what I have done, but my friend told me all of this.
Put the volume on.
I'm very deeply sorry from deep my heart. I wish I can get a second chance to show you guys that I can be better at myself and I can make something better.
Mehmet, is your friend in the room with us today?
That's why it's attempted
Yes.
and not a murder.
Right here. He's
Where?
sitting with us.
You sitting
Yeah,
in
right
that
here.
sitting in that chair?
Yes.
Okay. I think that was all, Mr. Mehmet and friend. Thank you. All right, that's my evidence, Your Honor.
Alright, we can have oral arguments in city now. Alright.
Alright.
Defense counsel,
So,
you may give oral arguments now.
as you can see in that evidence, questions. He's being towed from his charges when talking to the officer of his charges, and he apologized for that. And he says that his friend, which we can confirm, he is mentally ill by my witness from earlier, told him to do that, Your Honor, which means he had no actions, or I was going to say, he has no control over his actions during the time. It was a different personality, which means you cannot charge Mr. Mehmet, Your Honor. is all for that one, sir. We got more evidence, if you like.
You may examine it now. Do we need to go back into Discordia, or is it a witness?
It's not a witness, Your Honor.
Alright.
It's like more of an argument.
You can give oral arguments as you wish.
Alright. Can we even confirm that this Mehmet is the one who blew us up? When he was taken to the cells, Your Honor, his mask or fingerprint was never taken. His mask was not taken off, as you can see in both evidence provided by the prosecutor. Also, blood that was on the ground was never taken and correlated with Mr. Mehmet. So how do we know this is even Mr. Mehmet?
Would you like to call the prosecutor up as a witness?
Sure, yes. I'd like Mr. Prosecutor as a witness.
Prosecutor will call you up as a witness.
Where would you like me to sit?
At the witness stand to my left. Bailiff, please swear in the witness. Show him now is added to the witness registry for both.
My occupation is the LSPD.
All right. Do you hereby say everything you say is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you.
Are we good to go?
Yep, you may question him.
Alright. What's your name, sir?
Hajj Kane.
Hi, Mr. Kane. Thank you for being here today. Alright. First question is, were you on scene when the supposedly suspect blew up the courtroom? Were you in the building?
I wasn't inside of the courtroom, however, I was 100 meters out, actually closer. I was
just
around
a yes or no
50.
question, sir. Just a yes or no. Thank you. Alright. So when you arrived on scene, what did you see?
Once I had taken out one armed suspect from the front of the courthouse, I
killed somebody?
moved. One armed suspect was outside of the courthouse wearing similar attire to Mehmet.
Okay.
I moved into the courtroom where there was multiple downed bodies, where then officers began applying medical attention to the people that were killed in the attack. I witnessed Mehmet and the suspect I had downed get transported from here to the outside of the courthouse just over there in the main courtyard. From there, I transported Mehmet into my vehicle. He had multiple other suspects that tried releasing him, but they were fought off, and eventually...
Did they ever get access to your car?
One suspect did gain access to my vehicle, yes.
Thank you. Okay, so I got some questions for you. How do you know that Mehmet was the one who actually blew him up? As you said earlier, the guy you shot in the front of the courthouse, and supposedly Mehmet were wearing similar clothes. How do you know they're the same guy? Did you DNA test them? Did you fingerprint them? Did you get a photo evidence of them? Or did you just...
No, carry on. Okay. Well, the suspect that was downed outside, he was wearing a different hat, and he was wearing a similar jacket. However, it was different. The suspect that I downed was visibly different compared to Mehmet because of his black hat and the dreads that were sticking out the back of his cap.
Now, as you say, you were in a shootout with the guy in the front, am I correct?
No.
So you just killed him for no reason?
No.
So why'd you kill him?
He was actively shooting, however, he was not shooting at me.
So he was shooting. So a shootout, correct?
It wasn't a no, it wasn't a shootout. I believe the suspect was shooting at zombies.
Then you killed him?
Yes, because he was on the scene of a suspected terror attack, but I think we.
So okay, gotcha. So you killed an innocent man, practically, pretty much.
Negative.
So what I'm hearing is you killed an innocent man, and you also hold a grudge against Mehmet. Because if I'm not correct, Mr. Mehmet has a history of killing, or supposedly killing some officers. Am I correct?
Order, order, sidebar. I want both counselors in my chambers right now. Counselor White, you are perhaps the dumbest son of a fucking bitch I've ever met. You cannot violate Mehmet's rights and bring up his prior history and use it against him or for him in any manner, way, shape, or form. I would chew the fuck out of the prosecutor for doing it. I don't know how a dumb son of a fucking bitch who's supposed to be a defense counselor is bringing up his defendant's criminal history against killing officers and a trial involving killing officers. You are not. No, silence. Counselor, you're to be silent. You are not in any circumstance to bring up his criminal history, because that can be used against him in a court of law.
Well, it's been brought up now. It's been brought up now.
It has been brought up.
I said supposedly. I never brought it up. I said supposedly.
Counselor, you've opened this door, and on the rebuttal, where he will give his own Grady examination of himself, he'll be able to use this. I hope you understand what a serious mistake this is, because you have probably screwed and fucked over your client so badly. Alright? Listen.
I said supposedly. I never said he did.
Listen, you've opened this door, Counselor. You've brought this on yourself. You're going to have to deal with it. Now, when we go back out there, I expect you to think before you speak.
I was thinking before I spoke.
Alright, we will recontinue with the examination of the witness. The statements previously made will remain on the record.
Now my train of thoughts fucked. Thank you, Your Honor. Let me think again. Alright, Mr. Kane, do you have the evidence?
Please make sure you're yelling.
Yeah, I can have a recess. I need to regain my thought after that interruption.
We'll allow a 2-minute recess.
Thank you.
How is everyone's night going?
Awesome, Graves.
Good to hear that.
What about yourself, Graves? You enjoying yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm having a blast.
I'm glad you're having a blast.
I just realized the irony of what I just said.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
Can I get paid for the last bailiff as well as this one after this case?
You get paid as being a bailiff? Hell yeah.
You do. You do. And you
50K
will.
a pop.
You will. It's actually currently set at 20, so you'll get 40 at the end.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah.
Alright, Your Honor. I think I'm ready.
Continue? With your questioning of the witness.
Sorry, something down your throat, sir?
No?
No, good. Good. Alright. Alright, Mr. Kane. Thank you for... Yep. So, as you said from earlier, there was another suspect that looked pretty similar. Some could say exact to Mr. Mehmet. You also said that there's a group of them. They all dress like Mehmet.
I have no recollection or idea of that.
Well, you just say they got a hold of your vehicle, so you don't know what they look like?
The suspect that took a hold of my vehicle was wearing completely different clothing.
Gotcha. Alright. So how do you know, once again, like I said, how do you know this is even Mehmet? You never took his fingerprints. You never took a blood sample. How do we even know Mehmet was the actual bomber? Because like you said before, you were not on scene when it happened. Do we have any example, any evidence of that, sir?
You're saying I wasn't on scene, however, I practically was on the scene of the bombing.
No, as you said, you were busy shooting another man, and you walked in, and a lot of people were dead.
50 feet from the bombing.
Nah, from earlier it was 100 something. How is your evidence? What you're saying is not lining up, sir.
Can I not object argumentative from the witness stand?
I'm asking simple questions regarding to the case. How do we even know this is Mehmet? You were not on scene when it happened. You had no idea what happened, and your evidence doesn't show anything.
Oh God, you couldn't hear me, could you? Yeah, you can object as if you were a normal counselor. Sorry, I had my voice box muted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to object that earlier for argumentative.
Objection sustained, counselor. You can't ask leading or contextual questions without foundational establishment.
Gotcha. So, in your evidence of your first clip, there was, what can I say, there's a big puddle of blood right here. Huge puddle. And the suspect, allegedly, Mehmet, or someone similar dressed him, was on the ground. Am I correct?
No, you're not.
No, he wasn't. So you're saying
No.
Mehmet was not in the room?
Mehmet was in the room, however, the suspect, the other similar-looking suspect, was brought into the room after, and I could distinct them both.
So you're saying, I'm asking a question. Was Mehmet in your evidence sitting right here in a pool of blood?
Yes.
Gotcha. Did you get any blood sample from that?
Personally, no, and in the evidence submitted, there is none.
Gotcha. Did you get any fingerprints from the bomb?
From the blood, negative.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is you have a masked man who walked into the room. No identifier. You can't identify him because it's Mastigon. You didn't get a blood sample. You didn't get a fingerprint. And you're saying people who dressed like him were mixed up in the same room. In a confusion of being shot at and shooting people and an explosion, they got mixed up?
I believe I did acquire a fingerprint.
You did?
To my recollection, I believe I did collect the fingerprint.
Gotcha. So what's the fingerprint going to do? Are you going to match that? Because, did you get a blood sample?
The fingerprint, so...
The fingerprint's just going to tell you who the guy is.
Yeah, exactly. And that's... So... Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but how do you know it's the right guy? Because as you just said, they were in the same room, wearing the same clothes.
As you just said, the suspect has an existing profile on our system. Therefore, the fingerprint could be easy. The suspect's fingerprint could be easily matched to our pre-existing system.
So what you're saying, since you had a fingerprint of just an innocent bystander, and he has a history, you just profile him saying he's the bomber? You didn't go back and get a blood sample.
Objection, narrative.
I'm asking questions.
Objection sustained. You're establishing a narrative in your questioning, counselor. Please only act direct questions.
Gotcha. All right. So my question is, you never got a blood sample, correct?
Correct.
Correct. And both suspects in the same room at the same time?
For portions for...
Yes or no, sir? Yes or no?
Yes.
Gotcha. So, and you're the only one who saw this, correct?
Negative.
Who else saw this?
I can't provide on the top of my head a direct list of officers. However, upon further review, I'm sure I can provide the names of officers that were on the scene and saw them both.
So what you're saying... One more last question here, I'm sorry.
Just a moment. I want to specifically say that Unless the officers were provided as witnesses in opening discovery, since they should have reasonably been known, I won't permit them to be entered into evidence.
Gotcha.
You may continue, Counselor.
Okay. So what you're saying is you took a suspect from the scene, was dressed like the suspect you shot outside, profiled them, and took them to custody. Is that correct, sir?
The suspect that was
Mhm.
clearly wearing different
Mhm.
hat from Mehmet was actually let go due to the nature of
Mhm.
the reason he was shooting, which was due to self-defense.
And same question as I asked before, and we're stuck in repeat, but like, how can you confirm that these two? I mean, it's just your word. I mean, it was dark. Dark outside, zombies, you're shooting people, people are getting blown up, you're confused. Your memory, it can change sometimes.
I know my memory's strong, and
Mm-hmm.
I also know my memory because of my running body cam.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm done with this, Your Honor. As witness.
Alright. If you would like to examine yourself as a witness under a Grady examination, prosecutor.
Talking to him, right?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I don't know.
Can you hear me, prosecutor? If you're speaking, we can't hear you. No, we can't. Flick your ears real quick.
Hold on, Your Honor.
Alright.
Court.
Whoa.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Alright, you may now begin a cross-examination. You're scuffed? Can you hear us? No, dear heavens, you can't hear us.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What would that actually entail?
You would be able to essentially ask and then answer your own questions. If you want, we could cut it down to you simply giving the answers to your own questions, as long as the defense counsel doesn't mandate you asking said questions.
Okay.
Are you okay with that, defense counselor?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, go ahead.
So, hang on, let me get my train of thought. So because of the even through the hecticness of the situation, as an experienced officer, I could easily identify the difference between the two suspects. Um, in my body camera footage that I did review before the processing of the suspect, is of no shadow of a doubt obviously a different suspect who was shot and killed. Don't really have much else to say, really. Yeah, that's about it.
Understood. If both counselors would be okay, I can make a direct ruling now based on the confirmation of the identity of the suspect.
I'd like to have my
1
closing
second.
argument, Your Honor.
What'd you say?
I'd like to have my closing argument.
You don't get that until after the prosecutor does. Alright. Would both counselors like for me to rule on the confirmation of the identity? We can do this in open court or in a sidebar.
Sidebar.
Alright. So, I do find that the doubt sustained, since the person was never unmasked, could be established based on the similar presence. However, there are inter-court communications between me and the defendant that would not fall under the ex parte rule that do confirm his identity. Outside of those communications, which he made to me and which I saw him while he was making those communications via electronical device to me, I may rule in your face, defense counselor, but unfortunately, since he did call me and literally say, I might have done the bombings, but I'm not a terrorist, please judge, please don't find me, I unfortunately do have to
he
rule
texted
that
you?
his identity... No, he called me.
So you have that on body cam on.
I do not, but I have record of the call.
Well, I mean, unless you have that on recording, sir, you can't use that.
I mean, yes, I can. I'm the judge.
So you just need to use your power.
Yes. It's a court communication. Unless you're trying to say that I'm corrupt.
No, I've never said that, Your Honor.
Okay.
But
yes.
how can we just take that? What
it
if
is 480-481-2119, and I've had multiple communications with Mehmet from this
I'm
number.
not denying he called you. I'm just saying, how do we know he actually said that? What if he's just checking up
because
he heard a bombing?
Because I'm telling you he said that. I watched him physically in the cells as he called me and said that.
So what you're saying is that he said, she said?
No, I physically saw him. It was made within the presence of the judge, so therefore
it's not
a
he said, she said. It's a he said.
Yeah, it's not hearsay because he made it in the presence of the court. Anything said in the presence of the court is not hearsay, and it's admittable. So, I am going to have to rule in the prosecutor's favor that his identity is confirmed.
I mean, I could have just called anybody and said I did something. What if I called? Would I be up here?
That is actually a very real possibility, especially if you were allegedly transported from the scene to cells and then made said call directly to the chief judge, admitting to specific details in a short amount of time after you had been arrested.
As you said, there was 2 people that similar address.
Yes, and only one of them called me and said, officer, and said, judge, I did the bombings, but it wasn't terrorism. Please, please don't find me.
Yeah, well, I probably could have called you and said that.
You could have, but you didn't. Mehmet did. The person who's being charged.
The person who actually bombed you didn't call you.
Unfortunately, I am going to have to rule that his identity has been reasonably confirmed by the state. There might be some doubt
confirmed
in
by
your
a phone
mouth,
call. I mean, there was blood on the floor, Your Honor. There was blood on the floor. They could have taken evidence off of that, and then they could have confirmed his identity, but they didn't. Lack of the police.
Even getting a visual face ID wouldn't have helped the situation anymore, as the existing profile doesn't even have a picture of his face.
That seems like a lack on the PD department.
But it does have a fingerprint.
They don't even have evidence.
And he does.
Listen,
fingerprint doesn't
I'm
match
confirming
face.
it. If you don't like my ruling, you can file for an appeal.
I file for an appeal.
You'll have to do that after the deliberation, and if he's found guilty in the verdict. All right. All right. The court does find that the prosecution has established the identity of Mehmet Mehmet, specifically relating to an inter-court communication, which does not fall under the ex parte rule, as it was initiated by the defendant, in which the defendant, while looking at the judge in cells, but not within speaking range, called the judge and stated, Judge, please, I did the bombings, but it wasn't terrorism. Please don't find me, Chief Judge. So, the prosecutor may step down and let the defense continue on his open examination.
Can you shout for me, please?
Yes, you may shout.
How do we know we're not talking about like a fart or something?
Counselor? Could you repeat that?
No.
Okay, continue with your examination.
Alright. So as you can see from my witnesses, Mr. Mehmet, my client in questioning here, has a personality disorder a mental IQ of 5. Alright. I confirm.
Does
Counselor?
anyone have dog food?
I do.
I think he's thinking really hard. His mouth's moving, but nothing coming out.
If you're speaking, we can't hear you.
Oh shit.
If you're speaking, Counselor, we can't hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Alright, we can hear
Yes.
you now. The
Ah,
last
okay.
thing we heard you say was speaking on the IQ of 5.
IQ of 5? Oh. Okay. Why is there a dog in here? Okay. Right. Sorry, I gotta get my thoughts back 1 second. And we sure we can confirm his identity, sir, just by a phone call?
It's been ruled on. If you don't like it, you can appeal it, Counselor.
I cannot do that till after this court case.
You cannot do it until after the court case, but I did physically watch him as he made the call.
And you got that on body cam, Your Honor?
I don't need it on body cam, it was a court communication.
Where was he when he said that?
In the cells.
Gotcha. I'm ready for my closing argument, sir.
Unfortunately, you don't get that until after the prosecutor's closing arguments, and he doesn't get that until you close your open examination.
Alright. I'm gonna go back to my last body cam evidence, my first one I ever submitted. Mehmet, Mr. Mehmet, apologizing and saying his imaginary friend told him to do that. I'm gonna be cross-examining from my witness with this. As my witness said, he is mentally unstable with IQ of 5. Also, Mr. Mehmet is a very religious man, as you can tell. In his religion, he is supposed to be doing very dangerous and violent crimes. However, Mr. Mehmet, as a citizen of the United States of America, does not want to do this, which makes it a very complicated situation for him. And one side wants to blow up, the other one does not. Am I correct? According to his religion. Alright, so because of this, his brain made
Objection, relevance.
Shh. Talking.
Counselor,
this-
I would probably save this line of dialogue for your closing statement.
Alright.
Objection sustained, by the way. You may continue. You may continue, defense counselor.
That's all.
All right, prosecution, if you'd like to make your closing arguments.
I would just like to say, throughout this whole process, with the evidence, the defense, and the witnesses the defense has provided, is not satisfactory for the crime that Mr. Mehmet has committed. As we could see with the psychometric test, the worker was not experienced enough to conduct the test. I believe his rank within the EMS is not a high enough level to actually conduct a satisfactory result. And I'd also like to say, with his reasoning, he was not 100% sure based off of the results. He said he didn't know and he was very unsure throughout the whole process. I'd also like to comment on the first evidence provided by him by the defense attorney. I believe the evidence may have been staged, as the body cam seems very specific, and I believe the defense
Objection,
attorney.
Your Honor.
What's your objection?
Just because he believes doesn't mean that's irrelevant or inaccurate, you sir.
It's a closing argument. He's allowed to state his opinions Normally, we don't object except for strict procedural rules during closing arguments. You may continue, prosecutor.
Based off the nature of the first piece of evidence provided, it seemed as if the whole psychometric test may have been purposefully failed by Mehmet, and the friend that he saw, in quotes, was actually staged to possibly get a better result out of the case. I'd also like to say, with the relating to the IQ, I personally don't believe, and the witness didn't seem so sure, that the suspect would have the capability of making and producing, manufacturing an explosive, and then also be conducting a, I don't know, terrorist attack. I don't believe someone of that IQ level would be able to conduct such a thing with such a high level of security and planning. I'd also like to mention, with the Mehmet's conduct within the cells, the suspect didn't show any signs of psychiatric breaks, personality disorders, or IQ lower than 5. The suspect seemed responsive and diligent. Apart from that, I think that's everything. That's the end of my closing statement.
Understood. Defense, you may give your closing statements now.
Your Honor. Your Honor, as I said before, Mr. Mehmet has been confirmed to have an IQ of 5, and he's mentally unstable with multiple disorders, sir. And as I said before, his religion contracts with his civilian standards, as in not cause harm, which means his brain made, how can I say, a substitute, and that substitute is an imaginary friend. Right? And with that imaginary friend, with his mental IQ being 5, he was just following directions, Your Honor. I believe that we cannot charge a mentally unstable man with an IQ of 5 who has an imaginary friend telling him what to do, all these crimes. I think he needs to get help from the government, sir, and not be incarcerated with very dangerous people, unlike himself. That's all, Your Honor.
Understood. Are there any final motions or objections that anyone would like to file before I go into deliberation?
No, Your Honor.
Alright, I will be going into deliberation. Everyone is to remain on the floor who's presently on the floor. Everyone in the gallows may walk around the gallows, eat, drink, and talk as they like. I will be in deliberation for approximately 10 minutes. Everyone.
Order in the court. Chief Judge is back.
Chief Judge Germain Maximillian Francais DeMarquis, Robbespierre Pendragon III, Esquire, Attorney at Law, in the state of San Andreas and all excluded territories, presiding in the First Circuit Court, hereby reconvenes court in the matter of State of San Andreas v. Mehmet Mehmet. I will be reading the verdict, and due to the insistence upon appeal, will also read the opinion of the court. While this is being read, anyone who interrupts will be held in contempt of court. Relating to count 1, 4 times murder of a public servant, 4 charges. I find the defendant, Mehmet Mehmet, guilty. He is DTAF'd on all 4 charges. I sentence him to 1,760 months, stat max, and a fine of $2,800,000, stat max. On count 2, with 2 charges of second-degree murder against Charlie Garrett White Jr. and Chalisa Bates. The defendant is found guilty. He is sentenced to 130 months, stat max. Correction, the charge here is DTAF. He is sentenced to 260 months, stat max, and a fine of $400,000, stat max. On count 3, 1 felony obstruction of justice, we find the defendant, Mehmet Mehmet, guilty. He is sentenced to 50 months. Sorry, this is also DTAF. He is sentenced to 100 months and a $50,000 fine. On count 4, 1 times vandalism of government property, we find the defendant guilty. He is sentenced to 20 months and a $20,000 fine. Stat max. I apologize, this one is also DTAF. It is actually 40 months for count 4 and $40,000 fine. On count 5, 1 charge of terrorism. It is DTAF, and we do find the defendant guilty. He is sentenced to 190 months, stat max, and a $300,000 fine. Stat max. On count 6, 1 times possession of a Class A firearm, we find the defendant, Mehmet Mehmet, guilty. He is sentenced to 10 months, stat max, and a $10,000 fine, stat max. On count 7, 1 times possession of Class D explosives. This charge, we find him guilty, and it is DTAF. He is sentenced to 440 months. Apologies. He is sentenced to 80 months, stat max, and an $80,000 fine, stat max. The total of the sentence shall be 2,440 months. Due to sentencing limitations, he will be sentenced to 1,440 months as the statutory maximum allowed amount of time. He will be given 440 months served and is to be sentenced upon arrest for 1,000 months. The fine, which is also statutory maxed out for all charges, is at $3,680,000. This is the verdict of the court. The court will now read the opinion. It is the opinion of the First Circuit Court that Mehmet Mehmet, being positively ID'd by Officer Hajj Kane, and also identifying himself in non-ex parte qualified intercourt communications, did commit all crimes alleged by the state of San Andreas. It is the opinion of the court that the medical examiner's testimony showed doubt as to the reliability of his test, and his diagnosis, compared with contextual facts, do not meet a sufficient level of qualified examination or logical diagnosis. specifically on his IQ being 5, that therein meaning he could not qualify to be in the military, which would require an IQ of 80, let alone operate an explosive device, which would go much beyond the minimum requirements to join the United States military, and henceforth him not being able to form any level of communication whatsoever, let alone one with abstract thought requiring an IQ of 75, is imaginary friends, which he allegedly has or does not have, or any ability to recall past events, which is clearly displayed in body cam and intercourt communications. That is the opinion of the court. Also, would the medical examiner please approach the bench? Yes. Again, for the court, would you please state your rank with the Medical Services Department and your full name?
My rank is a trainee paramedic, and my name is Kyle Snow.
Kyle Stones?
Oh, Kyle Snow.
Snow, alright.
Yep.
The court also finds the medical examiner's diagnosis to amount to medical malpractice, relating specifically in the aforementioned opinion on the diagnosis of imaginary friends with the IQ of 5 not being medically feasible, and is hereby ordered to be suspended from participating in any medical services or practicing in any medical capacity, and is hereby ordered to be reviewed by the Medical Board of San Andreas. This is the order of the court. The bailiff is to see to the suspension of the medical examiner. This is the final ruling of the court. Would anyone like to say anything else on the record?
I would.
You may approach the defense counsel.
There was another paramedic with us, or medical personnel with this medic, so can we ask for that guy's ranking?
Unfortunately, you didn't bring that up. He can bring that to the medical board
I was in
his defense.
He did bring that up.
Was brought up.
Yeah, he did bring that up. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I said that there was another one. He is a paramedic.
He is?
Mm-hmm.
He's a paramedic, and I was just following along with him.
So who is the one specifically who gave the diagnosis? Because you stated that you diagnosed him with an IQ of 5 and his imaginary friends.
When he said he hold on one second. When he said he diagnosed, he was just relaying what his boss told him to say.
I was relaying what the other paramedic that was there with me was saying.
So you're not specifically the one who gave the diagnosis?
No, I did not.
Is this other paramedic in city?
He wasn't on radio, so I don't think he's in city at the moment.
Do you have his name?
Yeah.
Rob Berger.
Yep.
Alright, please send me the body cam of this. If what you're saying is true, I will reverse my order. Until that's provided, it will stand as it is.
You need my video, my body cam?
Yes, if you have body cam of him ordering you to relay that.
I mean, that happened like an hour ago. I don't have body cam from that long ago.
Mr. White, do you have body cam?
No, Your Honor.
Does anyone present in court have any body cam of the medical
We
examination?
can ask Mr. Rob Berger when he comes back in the city, Your Honor.
We can. Until such a time, I am gonna have my order stand. This is one of the most gross and negligent diagnoses I've ever seen given. Someone with an IQ of 5 would be in what is essentially a vegetative state. Someone who is able to not only construct abstract thoughts, but operate a complex explosive device and carry out a very well planned and executed attack on a courthouse would in no manner have such a low IQ and such an inability to operate. He overcame extreme security measures and acted by Bailiff Graves here. Whoever the examiner is that gave the diagnosis will be medically suspended and have to get a review by the medical board. Until you can provide proof that it was anyone but yourself, the order will stand in place. As soon as the evidence is provided to the court, it will be reversed. And if it is this burger, we will proceed with that. Does prosecutor have something to add in?
Yep. You just stated that the attack was planned. However, the charges provided are second-degree murder. But I believe if it was a planned attack, it would have been first degree.
Yes,
Something's already been stated.
that is true. Very so. Please note, when I say planned, I do not mean pre-planned. I mean that he did not act very decisively in the moment. He had an amount of time in which he set out a course of actions. It's not like he had it on him and in the moment decided to detonate the device there on the spot. He was outside of the court and entered the court clearly with the intent to do it, though any intent
Can we prove
before
that?
coming to the courthouse and having a desire to detonate said explosive is unknown.
Hey, I got something to say.
Yes?
Am I allowed to, like, walk back there, see if I could give Rob a call?
You can do that if you would like.
Okay.
Are we closing this now?
Yes, we're closing this. The only thing open is the question of which medical examiner it was. You may stay for that. The prosecutor may stay for that. But you're not required to.
Do I need to go to the hospital and get a hold of a higher up for the EMS?
Yeah, you will have to do that. Give him a moment if he can get this other one down here. I don't want to
Yeah.
completely proceed with it unless it's necessary.
Alright, I understand.
Alright.
Mother, they took my child away, by the way. Mother.
I was one of those people.
They took my
Hey!
child away from me.
That is not your mother.
Yeah.
We've already discussed this in court.
No, I don't know why this is mayor's, my bad. Yeah.
I also corrected him on that.
Ask you crutches.
Okay. Poor Pringles. At least if I had a child, I'd still have it. Is that
Oh my god.